You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together. So you would be leaders in what? Like what? Like I mean, leader's pretty big. Like what's the smaller?
Milliliters.
Milliliters. So it's just milliliters and liters?
Yeah, and it's grams and kilograms.
Okay, I mean I get that, but I guess I'm trying to think because I think of like soda, which for some reason is the only thing in America that comes in liters.
In milliliters.
It's like, hey, go get a 2-liter bottle of pop. I don't know why. Does the small version come in liters? No, it comes in ounces. It's a 20-ounce bottle of pop.
What?
This is no joke. So I have no idea, which is really a great question. Why is soda sold in America in 2-liter bottles and everything else is sold in ounces, basically?
See, an ounce is like
gallons.
600 milliliters. Oh, don't do gallons, Jesus. Gallons US. So 1 gallon is 3.8 liters.
Yeah, why do I buy a 2-liter bottle of soda, but I buy a gallon jug of milk? Why don't I just buy a gallon thing of soda? I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
To make it even worse for you.
I know.
We measure our milk in pints.
Wait, but isn't that an American thing?
No. Yep. So
why? Well, why do you do that?
No,
why don't you get a liter of milk?
We don't. We get pints for whatever reason.
But that doesn't fit with your milliliter system, does it?
Yeah, but we have an imperial pint. You have an American pint.
Son of a mother! You have got to be. What's the?
So what the difference is? 1 gallon is 8 pints US. But 1 gallon is 6.66 pints
Imperial.
Yeah. So
and the rest of the world is imperial, correct? Am I correct in saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I mean,
you're the awkward ones.
I know. I'm not arguing that statement at all. I just wanted to make sure that my theory was correct, or what I thought was correct. Yeah, I would be absolute fine moving to everybody else's system. I do not need to be cooler than everybody else in the world.
I mean, if I came across there and ordered a pint, I'd be quite happy because 1 US pint is. Maybe I wouldn't be. No.
Yeah, no, it's got to be more. I mean, imperial is more. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're like almost 1.5 pints for you is 1 pint for us.
Okay, so you do have pints, and you have your own pint, and a pint has so many milliliters in it? Is that what it is?
568 milliliters.
Okay. All right. I just want you to know we've recorded all this because I had a feeling it would be. I had a feeling it would be decent content because whenever we try to, but I'm gonna ask chat. I never really thought why is
there such a difference
sold in liters and everything else in America isn't. Okay, here we go. Let's see what they say. The bottling history. Oh wow, this could get deep. We're on point 3. Just so. So 20 ounces, which is actually a 591 milliliters, but marketed in ounces for Americans because we're dumb. And 1 gallon of soda would be a bit on the crazy side at 3.7 liters. So that would be a bit much. But a half gallon is an awkward 1.89 liters for the rest of the world. So it looks like they settled on a 2-liter bottle of soda as it markets nice as a family size for everyone. So do you guys buy 2-liter bottles of soda? Bigger bottles of soda?
We have 2 liters, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We have the 2 liter
So
bottles.
that's what it is. So they didn't want to have to continue with the world marketing of like, hey, you can also have a 581 milliliter bottle of soda if you want for yourself. But so for Americans, they changed it to 20 ounces because that sounds a lot better. But the 2-liter just markets really nice everywhere, so everybody just got used to doing it, and that's how it's done.
Well, fair enough. Look at that.
Yeah,
we learn something new every. This is the thing. When you come to listen to this because you think it's a dad podcast, and we're going to give parenting advice and share how like screwed up we can be as people, normal, doing our day-to-day things, and we juggle trying to be parents in difficult situations. You get to come and learn about ounce and measurements, which I think is an entirely massive topic within the Nintendo Dad's Discord community.
yeah, for sure.
We might have just got a new wave of listeners.
I did not know in the U.S. that there was a 1970s push for metric, which obviously fizzled out short of being successful, and so but that was like I didn't know that even existed. They tried to mandate it in Congress and everything, but it fell short. Just think, we could all be like just 100% understanding each other on measurements right now, but nope, didn't happen. Fell short in the 70s. Huh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it makes things... Yeah, I think if I hadn't have learned that now, and I do come back across there, and I go to like a bar and order, can I have like a pint of something? And it comes, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's missing a bit.
Yeah, right.
I completely understand now why.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So now, I mean, hopefully it's cheaper. I have no idea. So now if you go, you're like, I'm gonna get this really great deal, man. Pints over here, cheap as all get out. And then you get it, and it's like, oh, that's not the kind of pint I was looking for. So yeah, that's funny.
sure.
I'm getting better on the like distance side of things with millimeters and such, and with 3D printing, because that's what everything is in. That's the standard for Bamboo Studio. That's what everybody measures everything in. So I'm getting a little bit better at just kind of like at least being able to have like a general idea of how long something is in so many millimeters. So but I'm not 100%. But as you said with your Alexa, my search app is filled with like 100 millimeters into inches, 150 millimeters into inches. Like, it's just a bunch of that. So
You should honestly. There's an app that I use. It's called Measures, and it's a great little app for this kind of thing. And it's what I always go to, and it has everything from energy units to currency, pressure, speed, temperature, volume. It's great. It's a good little app. And I use it for a lot of stuff because we have an oil tank at work that we have to weekly take a measurement of. And the scale on the tank is in gallons, but the recording sheet that the operator has wants it in liters. So I have to...
Why did they
I
sell
don't
a
know.
tank to the UK in gallons when they know that everything they do is in liters? Great question, eh? Maybe you guys got it on.
Okay.
Maybe it was like a fire sale.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. This is being made. It's not the tank is just a tank. Like a big cylindrical tank. There's no gauge that's fitted to it. This is something that's been bolted to the outside with a float system on a piece of string that comes up and down on the outside.
Okay. All right.
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, that's your measure section for the week. You guys are super welcome for that.
Yeah.
Let's
This is what
see.
a daily conversation's like for us
Yeah,
when we
right.
we talk about oh, we're having this temperature today, and I've done this, and yeah, we usually have to translate it for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I sent you this message earlier this week. I now on Yahoo often get more British BBC news because when I open my Yahoo, I see all this American news and I'm like, yeah, I know that sucks. Yep, I know we're doing that. That sucks too. So I don't click on it. But then when I see something over there from the UK, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't really know what it is because I'm not over there. So I'm like, and I always like to just know some, and you guys have some fun,
Mm.
some quirky stuff that makes the news that makes me really laugh sometimes. Stuff it would never make the news because it's like, yeah, that's just another day in America. There's like 75 other worse stories than that one. And so I love clicking on your stuff because it's like, this is the thing. This guy that went into a pub and got mad and threw his glass. I'm like, wow, that's just like another day in America. But that made the actual BBC news. That's amazing.
Well,
I wish.
over here, that's an uncivilized act. So
I know.
it's very remarkable,
I love it.
and
I wish it was
and
us.
I mean, it takes away from our Andrew, formerly named Prince, news. So
That's true. Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I had to get that worded right. So.
Which also just makes us look bad because we're like, nah, there's nothing in there. Don't worry, we're fine. It doesn't. You don't need to even look at that. Don't worry about it. And you guys
Yeah,
are
I
like,
don't
yeah,
want
we're
to
arresting people because of it. But not over here. We're like, yeah, don't worry about it. You don't need to see it. Don't worry.
The more we delve into the Epstein files, it's a rabbit hole that I've stood on the edge of and peered in and gone, I don't want to know about this. Nope.
Yeah, there's
And
other
walked
people.
away.
Yeah, that's how I view
So
it too. I'm like, there's people that have to look at that, and I don't. And even if I did, I couldn't do anything about anything that I saw. So there's really no reason for me to be there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
on better news, Sean, I went to the dentist, and I have no cavities, just like my kids. So there you go. We all had a
Woohoo!
dentist appointment in the last 2 weeks. I got no cavities. On funnier news,
Hello?
so 6 months ago, she was like, so I drink a lot of tea. And so I get like stains all over the place, that stuff. Don't throw stuff. It's okay. I'm trying to get better at it, Sean. And she's like, you should get a water pick. Have you heard of these things before? They're like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like well, it's basically what the dentist used to clear
yeah,
everything off. You just
yeah, exactly. And because she knows that I will not floss, I was like, I hate flossing. I'm sorry. I just hate doing it. And
You mean
so
the downside?
yeah, and so I was like, and so she's like, you know what? If you're not gonna floss, then use a water pick. And great. So then this week, she's like started to clean my teeth, and she's like, so about the water pick, have you bought one? And I was like, hey, you know what? I thought about this morning. I have bought one. And she was like, yeah, and have you used it? I was like, no, I bought it like 6 months ago, and I had to find it. My wife, I bought it, and it like stood on the counter, and understandably so. My wife was like, "This is just sitting on the counter. He's not doing anything with it." So she shoved it in the bathroom closet. Like I think she just pitched it to the back, is what she did, because I had to like legit work
Yeet.
to find it. And I was like, "So I have not used it, but I did buy it, and that's a step in the right direction." And she was like, "You know what? I'll take that." She was like, "So now the whole idea is to use it." And I was like, all right, well, thanks for that. I'll try my best. I love the dentist so much.
Yeah, they're always full of great. Last time I went to mine, he was like, "Oh, I can see you're flossing more often." I'm like, "Nope." It's just I don't eat as much crap.
Sean,
All
you need
right.
to learn to lie more. You need to be like, yeah, buddy, you better believe it. I've been listening to you like nobody's business. So there you go.
So,
Yeah. So
in fact, I
anyways,
have my dentist soon. I can't remember when it is, but it's coming up soon. So, yeah, can't wait for
yeah.
that.
Cavity free. That's all. Another 6 months without having to deal with my least favorite place to be. So there you go.
I don't know. I think there's worse places to be than the dentist.
I hate the dentist very much, Sean. But maybe, like, I mean, if we want to get morbid and like bleak, like I'd rather be at a dentist than an oncologist. Okay. All right. Fair. You win that. That's more morbid and bleak, but it's also a very true statement. But would I rather be at the dentist than a regular doctor's appointment? No. I'd rather have hernia surgery than be at the dentist. That's 100% true.
I have an after dark joke that I wish I could share in this but I will tell you after we finish recording this episode. So we'll loop back to that joke later.
Okay,
But
sounds
yeah,
good.
it involves a gynecologist.
Oh,
Is the punchline. So
yeah, all
some
right.
dads somewhere, if you listen to this driving, will now be like, I know what he means. But
Love it.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's been a lot that's been happening for me this week. There's- we've got our eldest is coming back. I won't delve into too much information wise as to why, but we have spent the last 48 hours drawing plans for how we're going to make bedrooms work, and then totting up prices of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and
Did you
then
get rid of
now,
anything? That's my that was a question I thought of when after we got done talking. Like, did you
um,
like get rid of a bed and now you're buying a new bed? Because that'd be a bummer.
no,
No, okay, well,
but we
that's
have to
fine.
buy 3 new beds and get rid of 2 beds,
Ooh,
if that makes sense.
yeah.
So, um, the room. So we're going to have to move. Logan's currently on the top floor in his own room. We have a double bed and an overtop, like single bunk.
Okay, like a lofted bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going to have to come down into the middle floor bedroom, but he's got that much stuff, and we don't really want to take away floor space because you like as an 8-year-old, he needs plenty of
Yeah,
floor space to like
yeah.
play with stuff and Legos and stuff. So we're getting him a mid sleeper, so not like a loft bed, but a mid sleeper, so we can at least he's got some room underneath that he can have storage and
Okay,
sit underneath, kind of thing, and play with things
okay.
and put his rocking chair and stuff like that in. And his tent, this tent that's been here since Christmas to my right, we're almost in March. It's also going to go in there, so it'll fit underneath the bed.
Gotcha.
And then Emily, who's on the middle floor, is going to move to the top floor and share with her sister Jaya, who then we have to buy 2 single beds and 2 single mattresses and a pod of shelving units and stuff just to kind of try and fit 2 teenage girls in one bedroom.
Hmm.
So because it's not really right for Emily as a teenage girl now at almost 14 to have to share with her 8-year-old brother. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
it's got to the point where it's probably inappropriate.
Right,
So
right, right. No, I get that. Yeah.
and Logan goes to bed before Emily, and it causes problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some moving around to do. Uh, Lots of planning
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
So that's been the last 48 hours. Um, Prior to that, I've been helping my father-in-law rip out bits and pieces at Grandma's house. Still,
yeah. How'd that be going?
we've it was going really well until we were taking the worktops out in the kitchen because she's getting a whole new kitchen, like worktops and units and everything. So we ripped everything out and we left the worktops in, and we got done really quick because I don't know if he doubts at how quick I work, but I was like just ripping into stuff and smashing stuff to pieces, ready to put in the skip that's coming on Tuesday. Um, and we had like an hour spare, and it was like I'd swept everything because he took grandma to for her like nail appointment, and like she went for a like what do you call somebody who works on your feet?
A podiatrist.
Chiro Podiatrist, yeah. So she went for her appointment, and he was like, "Oh, when we get back, we'll tidy up and sweep around." And I'd got done doing all the things that I needed to do and finished taking all the units down and collapsing them all down outside. So I like swept throughout the entire house because the guys that have been working in the house in terms of putting all like changing the flooring and stuff had left. It was really dusty and messy. So I thought I'll just have a general cleanup. There were screws all over the floor and stuff that they'd like
Mm-hmm.
when they've been screwing the MDF flooring down and stuff. So I had a really good sweep through the entire house, cleaned everything up, and like he got back and it was like, right, should we crack on cleaning? And I was like, yeah, it's done. He was like, huh, should we finish getting those units out? Yeah, it's done. Oh, should we finish sorting out the fireplace because we need to level that out? So yeah, I've already chiseled it all out. It's done. He was like, I've been gone 40 minutes. I was like, yeah, I work fast. It's fine.
That's awesome.
um, so he was like, okay, well, we'll take the worktops down. I was like, yeah, cool. So they were a bit hard to get off, and we got down to like we planned to leave like the section that had the kitchen sink in because
Mm-hmm.
underneath that is the mains incoming for the house for the water. and also the gas meter. So the idea was to leave that up because we didn't want to like mess anything up or move anything around to cause a leak or a problem for us.
Sure.
So which was really cool. And as we were removing the last piece of worktop, I was like, we'd cut into it and chiseled a little bit so we could section it off. And I put a little prop underneath where we'd cut into so I could just kind of like wiggle and snap it.
Uh-huh.
And as I wiggled and snapped it, Lindsay's dad was outside. It broke away, but then the section that had the kitchen sink and everything, it also dropped at the same time. I
Oh,
just screamed
no.
out, "Oh crap!" Caught the worktop before it dropped to the floor, and everything like bent the pipework and everything. It just held it there, and he came running in. And he was like, "What's up? What's up?" I was like, it just literally fell away from the floor. All the supports that was holding that up that we put in place kind of all skewed.
Oh, no.
So like I got him to hold it as I like got underneath and like held it up and was wedging things underneath, and we left it in a really, really bad state. Um, but we're gonna take that out, so I need to remove, like, isolate the water and
Yeah.
take all the pipework off and stuff like that, and so we can completely remove that. So we're gonna do that and finish removing the bedroom units, and then like the entire house has nothing in it apart from a bathroom, which needs the floor retiling. So, I mean, when grandma moves into this house, it's going to
Yeah,
be a
man.
complete internally like a brand new house. So
Yeah.
she's, yeah, doing well out of it, out of
Yeah.
a small leak.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, good for her. That'll be great. Keep her healthy, right? Because it was a mold issue, right? All over the place.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. And they were really
Mm.
bad, like
Yeah.
full on spores grown.
Yeah. 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 That's no good. For sure. Well, that's cool. Well, so then are you hiring contractors to come and put the new stuff in? Or are
Yeah,
you doing it?
so we're doing some bits. We're doing a bit of the painting and the decorating.
Sure.
But we've hired in a company called Wren are coming to fit the kitchens.
Okay.
Um, Somebody's going to come and do all the tiling. There's a bit of plaster that needs skimming, which I've done plaster before, and it's hard work to get really good. So
Yep. Yep, it is.
it's an art
So,
form. Skimming is an art form. So hats off to those
hmm
people.
yeah,
Um,
we don't let volunteers do any mudding. So, and I mean,
Mudding. I forget you guys call it mudding.
yeah, 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 we call it mudding. But also, you said plaster. So, I mean, you're talking drywall, right? You're talking like gypsum board drywall. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah,
Or do you?
gypsum. Yeah, so
Okay, yeah,
It none of that's going up. There's only wallpaper to remove and tiles to remove, and then the surface underneath is already, as you guys would be, gypsum ply, gypsum drywall
mm-hmm.
with plaster mud already stuck to it. So it's just a reskim of what's already there to kind of get it all nice and level. So then when it comes to put in the living room and dining room area, there's going to be some backing paper put on. And then in the kitchen, it just needs a quick skim over. So then when the tiles go on, the tiles will all be level.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess here's my only thing, because in the 70s there's a drywall and plaster, and so it would be like a quarter inch, maybe not even, yeah, a quarter inch a skim of plaster that went over the drywall, over all of it. Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we still do that. That's how it's
Okay. See,
still done
that's
over here.
not how things are done here anymore. So like when we say mud, I think we're talking about two different things. We mud and tape. So all we're doing is mudding and taping the seams and the screw holes of the gypsum board. And our gypsum board's thicker. It's usually about half inch to 3/4 inch gypsum board. So,
Oh, we still use that, but
oh,
the
okay.
plaster adds a level of insulation because
Yeah, for sure.
we have the colder, grittier weather the more the majority of the time. Where in the summer we have like 1 or 2 weeks of decent warm weather, so we rely on the extra insulation. So it's just a nicer finish as well. I think sometimes to have that sheer, like almost glass
Hmm.
finish with the skim
Yep.
across the entire thing, the paint goes on nicer, and it just gives that more leveled effect.
No, I 100% agree with you, and it's harder. I mean, so like I didn't know when we bought this house, I was not working in construction, didn't know really anything about construction. So I got the little thumbtack, which in America, if you put it into a normal drywall 2000s house, you just tap that baby right in there and it goes right into the drywall and you're good. If you have a plastered covered no, I mean, I was like, "Burr, burr, burr," and the thing was just like, I was like, okay,
Okay,
I
this
don't
is
know what these walls are made of, but this is not working. And then when I got into construction, I was talking to the contractor, and he was like, oh, he's like, yeah, you got a '60s plaster covered house. He's like, those are, he's like, yeah, there can be a pain, but they're also a lot nicer in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's interesting that you guys still do that. I like it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the building section of the podcast.
So this is where it's good because you have a hand in that. Where the only ways I've ever dealt with any form of house construction is when I've had to repair something. Where you know, and the groups of volunteers and stuff like that all build and get houses ready for people. So it's good to have your input on that. So.
Well, yeah. I always love to see how people like. I mean, so we've chatted with groups in Finland who do a lot of prop in place. So that's how they do most of their construction. Most of their construction is built and then offsite, and then they're just walls that are prop in placed, and then they'll put up a house in a day, and it's pretty amazing because it was all built offsite. So I love it. I mean, there's a lot of cool things.
Trust the company, trust the people behind IKEA to know how to flat pack a house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 100%. And so there are some habitats that are taking that notion, especially in Michigan, where volunteers don't want to build in 15-degree weather, right? So they're getting a big old factory and they're having them build wall sections in a environmentally controlled factory, and then they throw them on a trailer and bring them all out. So yeah. Very interesting.
Which I suppose if you can put a house up in a day and it meets all the standard requirements that you need in terms of, I mean, what do you call them now?
You're talking
We
like
had a
building codes,
legislation,
or
yeah, building codes. There you go.
yeah.
And it meets all the building codes in terms of wiring, plumbing, and stuff like that. Then that's great because it's a surefire way to kind of quench the homeless population in terms of you can knock houses up and you can be people who are ready and able to get off the streets and into a house. You guys are helping them, so it's an awesome cause. So
Yeah.
if you can find a quick and speedy way of doing that,
Yeah, for sure. So.
and construction as well. Another one, construction is one of the leading causes for fatalities, basically in that trade. So you can lower that. It's safer. You're looking after people.
Yeah, that's 100%. So we have not done it yet, but I know Grand Rapids Habitat, and there's a couple other bigger ones. I think Detroit just started, but they build their roofs on the ground. They built the whole roof section on the ground, and then they crane it up. Yeah, set it straight on, and then they use hurricane ties to tie it to the wall, to the top plate of the framing. So yeah, very cool things that are happening. So yeah, but anyways, I have a really great story for you, Sean.
Ooh, I like stories.
So yesterday, my church puts on these, they call them Fun Fridays. This one was Nerf and Spa, the most popular one we have. So I know it's kind of weird, but the boys go like shoot each other with Nerf bullets, and the girls go in the back and get pampered by like the ladies, the volunteers.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I was trying to figure out how nerfs and spas kind of crossed over, and I was thinking that's a really painful way of getting a massage.
Yeah. We had Nerf Day, but we'd only get half the crowd. So, and then there'd be a lot of girls that were like, I don't want to shoot Nerf. I don't care about this. So then, I mean, you don't have to be a girl. You don't have to, like, if you're a girl, you don't have to go to spa. You can do Nerf. We have a handful of girls that do Nerf. We don't have any guys that do spa. But we do have a handful of girls that do Nerf. Yeah. Anyway, so I got tasked with getting pizzas. Now over here, I think we've talked about this, but we have a place called Little Caesars. Really popular chain that give pizzas. So I was supposed to pick up pizzas at 4:45. the place was an utter zoo. Like it was like you could tell people had been waiting a long time for stuff that should have been there already. And so I'm texting the group. I'm like, guys, I don't know, because the pizzas were just for volunteers. So I was supposed to get them before the kids got there so that the volunteers could eat while they're setting up. I was like, guys, I don't know when you're gonna get your pizzas. I'm just letting you know I'm here at 4:45, but there's not 8 pizzas anywhere to be seen. I was like, and there are people here who have been here since like 4:15. And so I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. Then all of a sudden this dude pops up in a bicycle. And he hops off, and I'm like, this dude is gonna put a pizza on his bike, and this is gonna I'm here for this. Like now it's just entertainment. I'm happy to wait as long as you want. Then out of the 2 saddles on the side, he starts pulling out thermal bags, one after another. There's probably 5 of them, and I'm like, how many pizzas does this dude do? What is happening? He comes in, and out of his backpack, like a ninja, he pulls out a DoorDash bag. The funniest thing, and I'm like, this dude is DoorDashing pizza. Sean, I wish I could have followed him and just like hid behind a bush while these people opened up their pizza. So he like sits down. The lady gives him, finally, after he waited for like way too long, the lady gives him like 4 pizzas. Now he's only got like a milk crate on that thing, like basically. So it ain't fitting in the milk crate. So he has all these thermal bags, and he's trying to like shove these pizzas. And I do mean shove. He's like shoving one way into the other, and then he kind of like shimmies it back and forth to try to get it in. And I'm like, that thing's a stromboli right now. It ain't a pizza no more. like I mean, I'm like, this is not like
Scrambled pizza.
Yeah, like what is happening? And then he gets like one on there, and I'm like, okay, good. I was like, wow. I was like, because that was painful to watch. We're done. No, we weren't done. He had 3 other of these thermal bags, I guess, to keep them to keep the now stromboli really, really warm. So then he goes the other way with the other one, and he starts shoving the other way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. Finally, and then I guess by their DoorDash codes, you have to have the DoorDash thing on top of it. Like, so then he gets the DoorDash bag out, and he starts trying to put it in the DoorDash bag. And then he goes out and he like puts it on the milk crate, and he's like strapping it with like bungee cords on the milk crate as much as Sean, I mean, I wish I could have seen that pizza. I really wish I could have seen that pizza. There's no way it looked like a pizza by the time it got wherever it was going. I guarantee it. But it was by far the funniest thing. And people were just like, everybody was not happy. And I really didn't care. I was like, whatever, we'll get pizza when we get it. It was pure entertainment to be inside there watching everybody fuss. But it wouldn't have been a story if it wouldn't have been for the DoorDash guy on the bicycle. He was something else. So there you go. Pure profit.
Do you guys? So while we're talking about food, we'll do a foodie section of this now. Do you guys have Wagamama? The food chain Wagamama.
Nope.
Wagamama.
No, we don't have a Wagamama, but I want one because I just want to be able to say it.
Yeah,
I like how it
so
sounds.
they do ramen and
Okay.
like, rice bowls, that kind of stuff. So it's a Asian fusion style restaurant. I've always wanted to go. Always wanted to go. Logan went to a place called Agility on Friday with his friend. Their dad took them because I took them swimming the day before. I think it's kind of as a bit of a thank you. You took my boy swimming. We're going to take your boy. And like Agility is this kind of indoor ninja warrior kind of deal.
Okay, that's cool.
And Logan's a bit worried because he likes going to stuff like that, but he likes it when we're there because it makes him feel comfortable that if something happens or he gets a bit overwhelmed, we're there to like have a bit of a backup. So the deal was that he would go, but we would be like closer to where this place was. So if anything happened, we could go pick him up.
Sure.
So we went and did a spot of like shopping. We went and wandered around a place called the Designer Outlet near York, which is where he was. But they've got Wagamama there, and I've always wanted to try it. And Lindsay kind of treated me to it. She took me for the first time. She's been before with a friend.
Your mama took you to Wagamama? I'm sorry, it was there. I had to say it. You couldn't get it. Had to happen. I'll move on.
I served that one up for you. So, so I did that, and it was really, really nice. I had gozas. which were like little dumplings with brisket beef and kimchi
Oh,
with like a
come on.
chili drizzle, which was
That
very,
sounds
very
good.
nice. And then I had this really nice, like spicy chicken rice bowl by cauliflower rice because trying to be healthy.
Sure.
Um, and it was really, really, really
Mm,
nice. So, but yeah, that's my only food story. I have tried Wagamama. I've wanted to try it for years,
nice.
and I finally tried it, and now it's like I want to go again and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds good. Sounds real
it
good.
was it was really nice, and it's one of those where I came away from it and I was satisfied, but not like felt like I'd eaten out badly.
Sure. Sure.
So, and then the drink I ordered was a fresh lemon and ginger. So it was like peels of ginger and slices of lemon in hot water with a sprinkle of honey in like this little pot that I could pour into a little glass and drink it. So it was like a stewed lemon and ginger tea, basically, without the tea aspect.
Oh my gosh, it sounds exactly like what I need.
Yeah,
That sounds
it was
perfect.
really nice. I mean, like the reason why I went for it is it aids digestion, and I thought if I'm going to have something that's spicy and a little
Sure.
bit protein heavy, I was like, I'll go for something that'll help digestion, making the smart adult choices.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But yeah, that was our Friday before the bomb dropped in terms of organizing children moving around. So
Mm-hmm.
calm before the storm, as some may say.
Calm. Yeah, exactly. I gotcha. We're running a
Mm.
little late. I do want to mention playing Grounded. Um, my castle is growing. Once I get it fully done, I will send you a picture. Which I'm pretty close.
I'm hoping to come and have a look at it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
You
still
can
have
you can do that
Grounded
too,
2 is
though.
downloaded, still
Yeah,
waiting. So
yeah. And so I'm not gonna lie, it was a big undertaking. And then this week I found these spiky burrs and I analyzed them because you go into this little place and you analyze it, and it showed a floor. And this is where I lost Noah. I analyzed it and I learned a new type of floor, and I was like, Noah, that floor is amazing. And immediately Noah's like, Dad, don't do it. He's like, you're so close, don't do it, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, but that floor, that's the floor I want for the second story because it blocks the sun and I don't have the crazy like rays, because the game's lighting is really good this time around. Like if you use the weed stem floor, you can, like, on the first floor you can literally see the like the how the rays come through the
yeah.
stems, and it's kind of annoying. And I was like, that's what I need. No. And so he's like, I'm out, Dad. And he literally just got up and walked away. He's like, I can't do it anymore, Dad. And
Oh, that's like a perfect husband and wife section there,
yeah,
just with you and no, like you're like that'd be like Becca turning around and say, "I know we've just decorated everywhere, but I really like that." You might no, see you
yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. So I switched up around, which took a little bit longer, but it's gonna look better. It's totally worth it. You'll agree with me when you see it.
Yeah,
But here's the real. So I told you I was stuck. I just couldn't figure out where to go. I found out where to go. It wasn't that difficult. But what I've learned in Grounded 2 is I love to explore. So I don't like get too pushy about trying to figure something out. I figure if I just wander around and explore the new area, then surely enough it'll come to me. And that's usually what happens. So I was doing that, doing my exploration, having fun. I like go get the things I need for the day for the castle, but then everything needs like a day to regenerate. So then the next day I'll go explore the new area a little bit. And so I was exploring the area and I found this super sour seed. It was large seed and it's nothing that I've ever seen before. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this thing has to be like, this is cool. I bet I can. They have these little like garden plots. And I was like, I bet I can take it back to the base and put it in a garden plot and it'll grow. It's going to be awesome. So, but the problem is I was way up high using the spider, the orb weaver, but to carry the super sour seed, the orb weaver doesn't carry anything. Only the ant does. But the ant does not like heights. Not great. And it's not a great jumper. So anyways, so I grab that. I start coming down. I'm getting hit by wasps. I'm trying to dodge. It's hard to get off of the ant because I'm on this little like twig. So if I hop off, I like just come to the side and then I fall. And so I died trying to do this like 2 or 3 times. Finally, I get it to my base, which is very far from where this thing was. So then I find it. I try to put it like in the garden plot. I try to put it in this little like egg container thing. Nothing. Can't figure out nothing. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks.
I was like, well, I'll figure it out sooner or later. So then I go back to exploring. Well, then I find the community archive entrance that I've been looking for, really just blind. It was not that hard at all to find. I just was not looking in the right direction.
Just a big pointing
Yeah, like
up arrow.
literally, Sean, it's
"Here
like,
it is."
yeah, it pretty much was like that. I mean, I don't know. I must have been looking to the left when I was walking and just never, I just walked right by this pretty large door. I mean, so I'd love to blame Obsidian, but I'm sure they were like, well, obviously, you'll see this door. There's no reason that you should have to be pointed towards it. Well, wrong, Obsidian. I'm like that. I'm like that guy that puts the square cube in the circle space, in the little thing. So anyway, I find it. I kill the thing that's guarding it. I open up the door. What is there but a garden plot with a silhouette of that frickin' seed that I have just spent 3 in-game days taking very, very far away back to my base.
Oh dear.
So now I need to go take the ant, because the ant's the only thing that can do it. Go down this very treacherous ant hole so I can get back over to this section so that I can bring it pretty much right back to where I found it. Just like, literally, if I would have got it and then just like jumped off the edge and the ant would have died, the seed would have been like right at the door. I mean, it would have been like, it would have been that easy. And I'm like, son of a gun. So then I spent 2 days, because you go into this ant hole and I have to try to jump this precarious little patch with nothing but like a torch, and I keep dying trying to get back from whence I came. So it took like 2 days to get it to my base, and then 2 days to get it back from my base. Anyways, it is not Obsidian problem. This is a me problem, and it was funny. In the end, it was like a oof moment, but it was more fun than anything else. So now the super sour seed is there, and I'm on my way to, I think, finishing up the second update stuff. I don't know if finishing up's the right way, but I'm on the track of like, now I'm unstuck, I guess is the way to say it. So
Okay, so progress is now easy and coming
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
waves. That's good.
yeah, so I got the water on, I've patched the hose. I need to go back down to the candy factory now, which I've already was at, and I was just dying in this sour liquid, but now I can get rid of it, and so all's good. But it's been fun, and I love it. And now I can't wait for Pokopia to come on March 5th.
I know. I'm hearing a lot of good things and
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
a lot of good things.
Mhm.
People are like, what I'm seeing is it Animal Crossing meets Pokemon.
Yep.
So
Meets Minecraft. That's what I'm hearing. Animal Crossing meets Pokemon meets Minecraft. That's exactly what I'm hearing. The only bummer news that I did read was that this is a U file. You can have people come in and hang with you, and that's really easy. It's not near as hard as it was in Animal Crossing, but it's not like you can't just like live in my world. So that's the only bummer thing that I'm hearing. So
sounds very Nintendo.
it does, yeah, it does. And that's fine. Like, I mean, if I don't have to like put in a code and then have you fly in and then watch you fly over my thing for like 30 seconds and then have you land
For it to
and
then say disconnected.
Yeah, and then get disconnected. Exactly. Then you know what? I'm going to take this as a win. I'm going to take this as a big old win. So there you go.
Very quick Arc Raiders update then for me, since we're a bit long. I finished all the missions. I'm now deep into finishing off the trophy case and the other project, which is kind of like making your space shuttle, which apparently is when it reaches its countdown, flies off, and that kind of gives you a scrolling update of how many hours you've spent topside and how many times you've died, how many arc you've eliminated and stuff. In terms of what I've taken out, I took out my first queen the other day with everyone, which was really, really good. It was really funny. Loaded into this thing, and like I said before, you get like a 30-minute window when you load into it. Sometimes you can load into a server late,
Okay.
but usually when you load into a server at the very beginning, you get 30 minutes. So I took my best gun. I took my hull cracker, which is like basically a grenade launcher. And what else did I take? I took another gun with me, that like a bit of a long distance thing, just in case I came in contact with anything that I wanted to remove quickly. And as I was running towards where the queen was, there was like 2 or 3 other raiders with me, and proximity chat kicks in, and they're all like, "Hey, yeah, let's go get the queen, yeah, woo!" And everyone was like, "Hoorah!" And then so we get to it, and everybody starts picking areas where they want to kind of camped up. And I was in this bus, and there was another guy in the bus next to me, and we both had the same weapon, and we were just firing away, and we were like, "Oh my god, yeah!" And then like the whole thing explodes, and everyone's like, "Yes, woo!" And everyone starts emoting and giving it like all the like all cheering along and stuff. And everybody goes in and raids it, and everyone's like, "Oh, awesome, good game, guys, good game." And people just depart and go their separate ways, and it was like I've just took this thing out in a game that can possibly be PvP with 10 other guys who all at the same time chose to take out the same thing and work together, share the loot, high five and holler and run. That was it. And it was like there is no other game like this.
There
There is
really
there is
isn't.
nothing. No. And they have done this. Embark are going to make absolute bucket loads of money with this game. It's unreal. I said it to my dad the other day. I said, I took my dad, he bought a new TV for my mum, so I went to pick it up and we were talking about it because he plays it a lot. And they aren't a AAA developer. They're not. They're a third party developer. Embark is not a big developer. They have, I mean, the only other game I can think of that they've made is The Finals, which is a good game
Oh,
if you
that's a
enjoy.
game where people blow into coins when you die,
Yes,
right? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I played. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I
I,
remember
I
that.
hopped in for a hot second, hopped out. And then they've moved on to this, and they've got this perfect mix of PvP versus PvE thing, which is ground looting, survival, crafting, third person. It's just, it is a whole new genre to itself, and I think Embark have done amazing. They've priced it right. I mean, you can buy into this game if you don't want the deluxe edition for £20. I think
Hmm.
it's like $24, which is cheap for the
Yeah.
size of the game that it is. I've put 90 hours into it
Wow, that's awesome.
for 20 odd dollars. That
Hmm.
and it's just it's crazy. And it's not like it's 20 odd dollars and you've got a game that crashes. I've had one hard crash. The graphics are fantastic, the lighting, it's just it's a great game. I'm massively addicted to the point where I spent several nights up until 3 o'clock in the morning playing this game. Just
Love it.
gooping my way through, trial and error, spend most of my time being downed by my own doings.
Right.
It's great. Falling from too high or trying to take out something that I shouldn't have tried to take out. So, but yeah, it's a great game. I can't say enough about it. If you are into like games like Call of Duty, The Division, Gears of War, all those kind of things, and you have $30 laying around, and you're like, I don't know what to play, and I want, there's this, and this. Go and get it. So my dad had literally turned around and said, "This game has killed Call of Duty. It is dead." And
Hmm.
my dad was a big, massive Call of Duty fan for
Sure.
years. He hasn't bought the last two. They're free. They're free to him, and he hasn't even been bothered to play them. So
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, that's my. I've got High on Life 2. I've downloaded that. I
Yeah.
can't bring myself to not play Arc Raiders, so that's just sat there staring at me every time I load the Xbox up. But yeah, that's literally it. That has been my week. There's ripping
Nice.
kitchens out, um, eating good food, and playing lots of Arc Raiders. So,
I like it. Yeah. Been a good week
cool.
for me too. Getting over this cold, so I'm happy about that. Well,
I'm gonna
whatever this
say
thing is.
you've got over it, and I seem to have contracted it.
Yeah. It's
So
digital
yeah,
germs. That's what happens.
we need we need to stop kissing online. uh,
Wow, I didn't see that one coming. That was you
I
got
know
me
I've
on
been
that one.
saving that. It's
Yeah.
been in the back pocket.
That was good.
Um, no, we alluded last week to what we're going to talk about as our dad topic this week. It's going to be all about kids and mobile phones. When's the right age to do it? When's the right age not to do it? What's the reasoning behind your kid having a mobile phone? And we'll probably get around to like a bit of nostalgia as to what was our first phone? Could you play Snake on it, or could you literally just send a text and make phone calls? So come and join us on Wednesday. It's been awesome catching you guys up with everything that's been going off over the last week. We'll see you then.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott, and you can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over, because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is, everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.